All right, welcome back. Today's ride, first of all, it is a beautiful spring morning here. Absolutely gorgeous. You can see the flowers on the trees. Amazing. Today's video, I thought we would go through the ride modes, something that I don't think gets enough attention on these bikes. And people ask, like, well, do the ride modes even matter? What do they do? Is it even worth getting? The short answer to that is yes, and we're going to walk through that. So my bike in particular has 4 ride modes. You've got rain, road, sport, and a custom mode. If you have a CVO, you get a couple more custom modes, which is cool. If you made the best decision and bought yourself a CVO ST, you get the addition of some track modes, track and track plus. And track plus was literally designed by Kyle Wyman, King of the Baggers. It's very, very similar to his race bike, which is pretty cool. I am not personally a skilled enough rider to be able to use the track modes the way that they are intended because it gives more power back to the rider. It limits a lot of the electronic riding aids. But having seen Kyle and James talk about that and get off the track and be like, whoa, I could feel this between the modes, that was really cool. So, you know, but if you're thinking about, I mean, the CVO ST is the cream of the crop. That bike is absolutely insane. I love this bike. But every time I ride a CVO ST, I'm like, do I need 2 kidneys? I don't think so. And actually, for being a $43,000 bike, it's actually a really good deal based on the power, inverted front suspension. If you tried to build a CVO ST, you would be well over the MSRP. It's an awesome bike. But we're going to talk through my bike today. So let's go look at these ride modes in a little more detail, and then we're going to get out on the road and kind of show you how they work. So let's go. All right, so on my bike in particular, as I said, you've got road, sport, custom, and rain. You can also check box the ones that you want to use. So like if you don't have a custom mode set up, you can uncheck that and you'll never see it. Or if you never want to use road mode, or road was always consistent. If you never wanted to use sport, you can check those, which helps you with less cycling, particularly on the CVO ST. That's more helpful because you have more ride modes. But like I said, we're going to start and we're going to go ride here. I'm going to get on the bike. I'm currently in sport mode. That's kind of where I live. We're going to start with rain. Then we're going to go to road. Then we're going to go to sport. And then we're going to go to custom A, which I currently have set up in the highest settings. I have it turned all the way up. And your question is, well, is custom A, which I have dubbed ludicrous mode in this case, is that really any different than sport mode? We are going to find out. So let's get on the road and start talking through these. All right, as you can see, we're starting in rain mode, which is not really all that difficult to explain. It's pretty self-explanatory. If it's raining, I also like to think of this mode as as dirt mode, gravel mode. Man, what a beautiful day, by the way. This is the kind of day to get out and ride your motorcycle or your bicycle like these folks. So what rain mode does essentially is it just gives you more electronic aids. It also cuts the power by about 20%. So if I try and get on it like that, there's just kind of a delay because it's cutting the power to reduce wheel spin on either, a wet road or, like I said, gravel road. If we get on, ultimately, sometimes on purpose, don't tell Kyle. But a lot of times by accident, we'll find ourselves on a gravel road for a while, doing a little bit of adventure baggering. And I'll put it into rain mode because You know, I don't need a lot of power, and so it really helps. So like I said, then it also has enhances those electronic riding aids too, which is really, really nice. So it just gives you, the bike helps you control itself in those adverse conditions. I would also say, if you get a new bike, or if you go do a test ride on one of these new bikes, which you absolutely should, you should not be in any forum, any Facebook group, any Instagram chat, or anything commenting on these bikes until you go ride one, because it's such a different experience than the previous edition. And I had a 2019, which I loved, but when I got on this bike for the first time, I felt everything just felt better. So you got to go test ride it. But when you do, I always tell people to go put it in rain first. Get accustomed to the bike a little bit. Figure out where everything is. You know, it's particularly when you're talking about a little bit smaller bikes, like especially like a Pan America, Sportster S, Nightster. Put those in ride mode first, because they are so damn fast. But in raid mode, they're actually super easy to ride. So it's a kind of a tale. That's where this video is going to kind of go, is that the ride modes do provide quite a bit of difference. They're not just a bunch of colored icons on the bike. They actually enhance the performance and change the performance significantly, which is cool, because on a lot of bikes that have ride modes, it's a little bit of a gimmick, and they don't do a whole lot. But Harley did a really good job of making sure that the ride modes actually work. So that's enough time in rain mode. There's a lake just up around the corner here. We're gonna go put it in road mode for a few minutes, and then make our way around the lake here. Okay, so now we're going to switch into road mode, which is like your basic kind of all around, kind of does everything pretty well. And then you're going to switch right here, just click the button. Now we're in road mode. And road is, just like I said, is a really nice cruising. If you're just out cruising, you know, if you're on a long road, long haul, long ride, just enjoying it, road is perfect. Road gives you like right across the middle. You know, it pulls away a little bit of the electronic aids from rain mode, so those are not quite as intense, but still there to help you. And this is an old ski jump right here. Literally an Olympic-sized ski jump. It's pretty awesome. It's fun to see in the winter when there are people here doing it. Yeah, look at all the trees. Everything's greening up. We've had rain for the last couple days, so that like jump-started everything. So yeah, road mode is good. I use road mode, particularly if we're cruising on the highway for a long time, or, you know, if I'm going to be in cruise, put cruise on. You know, it's going to give you probably the best, you know, gas mileage too, compared to like sport. Rain obviously will probably get a bit better, but it's the most economical ride mode. Something else that I'd like to just call attention to, and you probably can't see, but in the last update that I just did on my bike, you can now zoom in and out super easy on the Harley nav, which is awesome. That was a nice there was a huge update that happened in January. They changed and updated a bunch of things, and that's one thing that they did, which is really, really nice. All right, so we're in road mode. I think it's time to go into sport mode and kind of show you what that does. One thing here, just I was showing you in rain mode, you know, how kind of slow the power was. So in road mode, there, so you can already see the difference. There was that delay in rain mode. Road mode, there's not as much of a delay. It's the power is there when you need it. All right, I thought I'd stop here for just a second. We've covered off on rain mode and road mode, which are both super nice, super easy to use. I think you're going to use both of them quite a bit, just because they're the most usable across the board. Like road is for cruising, rain is for rain or gravel if you do some adventure bagging, like I said. So next we're going to do sport mode and then custom A mode, which I mentioned before, but I'll say again, I have dialed everything up to its highest level because I wanted to see, is there really a difference between that and sport, or is sport already dialed up? So we're going to wait for traffic to clear a little bit here, and then we'll dive into both sport and custom A / ludicrous mode as we go around the lake here. So let's jump on back on the bike. Let's go. All right, so now I'm in sport mode, and I'm going to show you how different the acceleration is in sport mode. And this has everything kind of tweaked up. It's a lot more sensitive. There we go. Oh. Oh, you can feel the difference in sport mode. The throttle is way twitchier. The difference between road mode and sport mode is stark. You know, you get power in road mode, but it is just right there in sport mode. It's really, really, really nice. And again, I just picked a beautiful day. So there we go. Whoa. So sport mode gives you that really, really twitchy, sensitive throttle. It also reduces the riding aids a little bit more to give you a bit more control over your bike. So that brings us to the final question. If you dial up the custom A mode as high as possible, is it different than sport mode? And actually, we'll pull over here real quick. I'm going to show you what my custom mode settings are. Universally, I don't know that there's not a little boy who doesn't stop with his mouth open and wave at you if you're on a motorcycle. I don't know what it is, but it's just every little boy has a motorcycle antenna. What? What's that? It's pretty awesome. All right, so here we go. Custom A. So I've got the engine mapped to sport. Engine braking is right now base, but I actually think I'm going to turn that up to the max. I want to see what that feels like. That really would help reduce the, like in corners, like heavy engine braking, you're going to use that engine rather than your brakes to corner. Throttle response, max, of course. Traction control in sport mode. Anti-lock braking is in road mode. And there we go. All right. So that is what its settings are. Everything's dialed up. I'm going to switch to custom A, and then we're going to find out if this is any different. Wow, you can already feel it's twitchier than sport. Look at it. Whoa, sweet Jesus. Woo. Yeah, that what's crazy, you wouldn't think that it would be that different, but you can feel the difference. Look at that. Ludicrous mode just wants to go. So even in a custom mode, there's still room for change in between that sport mode and that custom A mode dialed all the way up. And so, like, you don't have to do that, of course. You can find some other, you could do like a rain mode. Maybe you prefer to have less power in the rain, but you want more control. So you could put the traction control setting, so you could create a custom mode where the power is set to rain mode, but the traction control is set to road mode. So you would have control over all of that, which would be really nice. All right, we're coming up to another pair of sharp turns here, and I'm going to test out the engine braking of ludicrous mode here. Oh yeah, you can feel that engine braking is stronger than it was in sport mode. Ah, that feels good. Well, this is the fun part. Oh, here we go. All right, we got another couple sharp turns here up this hill to the right. We'll give it one more shot in the ludicrous mode. Here we go. Oh, look, a beautiful lake. Oh, just a beautiful day. All right, we got a couple of sharp turns here. There we go. And I say, well, Minnesota sharp turns. Don't everybody from the Smoky Mountains calm down in the comments. It's not really a sharp turn, but this, you know what? This is what we have. This is all I have. So I have to make do. And actually, I'm going to switch it back to it's so twitchy. So twitchy. Well, there you go. Rain, road, sport, custom A/ludicrous mode. And I don't know if it came through super great in the video, but it certainly, you can feel a difference. Go do a test ride, dial up that custom A mode, everything to as big as possible. Try sport, try that. You will notice a difference, particularly in the throttle response and engine braking. It's so much fun. But that's why what's awesome about that is that you get 4 different motorcycles in one package. My 2019, I have the S&S 475 cam, which is a really powerful cam. It's a good cam, but it's super rowdy. And you only have one kind of bike. And it wasn't great for touring because it was so twitchy, so insanely loud. It wasn't great for kind of long distance touring, which is fine because that's not what that 475 cam is really designed for. But now, this one I have the Screaming Eagle 511 cam, but with the ride modes, with that one cam, with the ride modes and the electronic aids, literally have 4 different bikes. So if I want to go dump it into road mode, and then I can roll and everything's smooth, everything's cool. I still have the power of the cam. But then if I want to get after it, stoplight to stoplight, I switch to sport mode or custom A mode, and now I've got the monster. Now I've got the twitchy, just ready to roll monster that's really, really fun to race stoplight to stoplight. So, long answer to a short question. Yes, the ride modes are different and they're awesome. You got to go test ride it and try it out. It's crazy how much of a difference that they have in this bike. And like I said, 4 bikes for the price of 1 is awesome. It's beautiful. I'm going to continue riding. We'll probably end this video with just a few more aggressive riding shots as I make my way over to that side of the lake. So enjoy, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.